Hey, this is Val with the Hoffman Way Live for Today. We are into our third week of driving our trailer through from Pennsylvania to Montana, and I wanted to share our dealer walkthrough with you. It's for our Grand Design. If you happen to purchase the same one, I think it's very thorough. We did miss a few things because our phone died, but I think you'll enjoy.
We'll walk around the whole unit outside and then we'll go inside and explain everything in there. Alright? So this right here is your first compartment. You'll see you got a little magnet here. Hold the compartment door up while you're in here. Okay? And then in here, we don't have much. This is your storage compartment. We do have 110 power available on the wall over here. Okay. GFCI, so it's protected against water. We got motion lights, but we can change them to on all the time if you want to, by just flipping the switch down the opposite way. Okay. We leave them on motion so that when you open the door, it's on for you. Okay. Moving back here, you'll see on this side you have your awning. You have what's called your awning lights. And the awning lights also control these speaker lights in here. Okay, so the backlit lights on your speakers. And I'll show you that on the panel when we go inside. This panel right here is the back side of your furnace, the exhaust. So if you have young kids or something running around outside and you're running it, just make sure they don't come in contact with that. It's very hot. Right here, you have outside 110 power. Okay. This right here is your fresh tank, which I believe is 35 gallons of fresh water. Okay. What you're going to do is just throw a garden hose in there, let it fill up. When water starts to run out of the vent in the corner here, you're full. Okay. Your entry door here, also on a little magnet guy. You have a door latch lock, which will stop the striker, and then you have a deadbolt. Okay, so when you're inside at night, you can flip the deadbolt from the inside, and the door latch is for when you go out for the day or something like that. Okay. Good. You also have a screen door, separates from the main door, and on a day like today would be perfect. Okay. That's how that works. This guy here is your hand grab. It also doubles as like a second door safety. So when you're going down the road, maybe some body twists happen, the door wants to come open, this is going to keep the door from flying out. Perfect. Okay. Moving back, we got a spray port. There's a hose up in the front compartment on the other side with a quick connect bib on the end of it, and you'll just pop that into here, and anytime you have water pressure, you have water available outside. Oh. Okay. Good. We have another one on the other side that I'll show you. The stabilizer jacks here, the handle is also in the front compartment, and I'll show you how they work when we get up to the front. Okay. But basically you have one on each corner, and they're not meant to support the whole weight of the unit, just to stop it from rocking as you're walking through it on the axles. Okay. On the back side here, a few things. We have the water heater. Okay. So the switches for the water heater are inside. It is electric 110 volt, and it also runs off of propane. Okay. You have to tell it what fuel source you want to use to heat the water, but I'll show you that once we get inside. Personally, you should really not have to go in here unless you're going to be winterizing the unit yourself. You'll take this drain plug out, drain all the water out, and then bypass the water heater. And
we'll probably bring it back to you to winterize. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so then you probably will never have to go in there then. All right. Obviously, spare tire. It's on U-bolts, so you can loosen up those U-bolts, move the spare tire as you see fit if you want to put a bike rack or back here or something like that. Okay. This is your 30 amp power supply connection. You'll notice this cord has a round plug on it. Okay. This plug is only going to fit in this hole, or another 30 amp receiver, but only, for coaches only.
Does it come with a cord?
It does. This is your cord.
Oh, this is mine. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. And then at the campsite, they're going to have a pole similar to what we have. It just may have water running up it as well. Right. And you'll plug water and electric in, and then you'll be set up.
That's a pretty long cord. What is it about?
It's 25 feet, I believe. And then we sell extension cords like this one here. Sure. That's 25, 50, 75 feet. Okay. Ladder to go up to the roof if you choose to do so. You should probably go up once or twice a year and just check things out. If you hear a loud noise at night, check out your roof. The roof is like a rubber material laid over plywood, so it can rip if something happens, a tree falls on it, something like that.
What's the clearance here?
The clearance, I believe, is 11.6.
We'll
I
measure
believe.
it to be sure.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just the last thing I want to do.
The AC is probably the tallest thing on the
Sure.
roof, so from the AC down,
Right.
I'm guessing at 11.6.
Okay.
You'll notice you have you're wired for a backup camera already. Okay, so we sell Furion backup wireless camera system. No wires, just goes right in the truck, and you have a little camera back here.
Oh.
And so that way you can see where you're backing up.
Yeah.
All right, so something to think about. We have those in stock. Right here, this is a black tank flush valve. Okay, so what you're gonna do with this is once you're done dumping your tanks, if you feel the need arises that you need to clean out the tank, you're gonna use your garden hose, screw it into here, and just turn the water pressure on, and it's gonna jet the inside of your black tank, very high pressure, and you're gonna leave that tank closed until it's about halfway full. Then you're gonna open it and let everything drain out, and then you have just flushed your tank.
Good enough.
Okay, so that's what that one's for.
All right.
Right here, you'll notice it says gray tank, black tank, and you have a little light here with a switch underneath to turn it on. Okay. This is where you're gonna do your dumping. Okay, so this is your septic. You have a black valve on the left side and a gray valve on the right side here.
Oh, good. You can hear it all.
It's working! The poop is going where the poop should go.
Okay, and the black valve signifies the black tank, which is strictly your toilet. Okay, the gray valve is for your sink and shower, and then you also have another gray up there. This is probably your galley tank, and then the one up there is for the shower.
Okay.
So anyway, what you're gonna do, we have a starter kit that you can purchase inside. It comes with a sewer hose and things that you might need to get started. You're gonna twist this cap off, twist that sewer hose on, and depending on what campground you're at, they have a dump site,
Right.
or they'll come to you and dump into a trailer or something like
Okay.
that. But you'll hook that up, throw your hose in the other side, and you'll pull the black first to get all that solid material flowing. Shortly after, you'll pull both gray handles, and that'll give you a little bit fresher water
Both
just
gray.
to
So
clean it.
that one and the one up there.
And the front one. Yep.
Alright.
Doesn't have to be simultaneous. You
Yeah,
don't have
that's
to run
right.
or
Okay.
anything, but
Right.
okay.
Okay.
So that's that.
So the gray's closed currently?
They should all be closed.
Because it's
Yep.
not quite in the same position the other one is.
They're actually just pull in and
Oh,
push in.
pull, okay.
Yeah, so the orientation of them this way
Okay.
doesn't really matter. So this is your main slide room right here. Okay. Right here is your refrigerator. This is actually the back side of your refrigerator. Just like the water heater, you probably never have to go in here. It's just so that we can get to it to service your cooling unit without pulling the whole fridge out of the coach. Okay. Moving forward, this side of the compartment is a little more important for you, especially when you're getting to the campsite and hooking up. So basically what you're looking at down here is you have a power outlet, okay? You have your cable options in,
Right.
all right? So you can do satellite at the top, you're wired for satellite, all right? You can do cable coming in from the campground. If you pay for the weekend or whatever, you can get cable at some campgrounds. And then you have auxiliary or a bedroom feed. So if you wanted to do have a DVD player out here with an outside TV, you could definitely do that and then feed it to the bedroom.
Oh,
Okay. Also in here, this is where you're gonna run your garden hose up. And with these units in particular, I recommend a 90-degree adapter.
Sure.
So you can have a 90 and the hose will hang straight down. You don't have to worry about it kinking. But yeah, you'll throw that in there, run your hose up, and that'll give you water pressure to the unit as long as you're in city water.
Right.
So when you have pressure coming through a garden hose, this is your power fill, whereas on the other side, that was just
Just fill it
tank
up.
fill. Exactly. So if you want to put a little bit in your fresh tank before you leave, but you don't feel like taking the hose all around the unit, you'll just pop that to fresh tank fill, let it fill for a little bit, use the monitoring panel, see where you're at, and then you can disconnect and leave. But while you're camping and you have full hookups, you can just leave that in city water and you'll have pressure.
Good.
Okay. Right here, this little jack guy is for the tongue jack up front. If you were to ever lose power and you needed to get your jack up or down, there's a little tab on the top. Slide this guy in there and crank it up or down.
Now, is there a place for those to be like locked in, or they slide around?
Well, you can throw them in the back of the truck if you like, or something like that. But yeah, they basically.
There's nothing to attach them to. Okay. All right.
Also in here, another motion light, and then you have a light for the LEDs on the front here. Okay, there's a light switch for those. There you go. All right, so at night they're pretty bright. They look cool at the campground. All right, let people know you're home. All right. And then just really quick, just to demonstrate this.
Yep.
A lot of people will take a 3/4 inch socket, put it on a drill.
Right.
Makes it a little easier. It's supposed to be relaxing while you're camping. But you crank it down.
They don't look too difficult.
No, they're not.
Typically, do you want to put those on a pad?
You, yeah, you should put them on a pad, especially if you're on dirt.
Okay.
If you're in stone, it's not as bad.
Sure.
But yeah, pad's always a good idea. And then just a little snug.
Just a pressure.
And we're good.
Okay. Typically, you're doing your leveling off the tongue up here and in the back bumper.
So
if you want to throw a level on it?
Yeah, have a 4-foot level,
Yeah.
throw it on the kitchen floor or something.
Okay.
And then you can level both ways. Okay.
Good enough.
And then, you know, you can put blocks under these as you see fit to kind of stable you out.
Okay. You recommend the blocks behind the wheels?
Yeah, so there's a couple different things you can do if you're concerned about the life of your tires. They actually sell little irrigated pads so the water doesn't sit underneath of them and create divots and things like that. Keeps air flowing underneath. So definitely up to you, but yeah, you should definitely
when
tuck
it's
the
parked,
wheels up.
just slap a block behind
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't rely on just the stabilizers. I've seen them bend in high winds and things.
Okay.
So. Okay. You're also equipped with solar. So you are wired for solar. They sell mats.
So that's that exterior
Solar
unit.
charge. Yep. Yeah. You'll throw it out in the grass at the campsite in the sun. It'll keep the battery charged up, triple charged
and
up.
it just plugs into that?
It just plugs in right there, and then it has a long cord on it, and you just throw it out in the sun.
Do you have to hit a switch or anything inside?
Nope. No? It's ready to go.
And it charges the battery?
Yep.
Automatically.
Okay.
All right.
Up front here, you know, we gotta get you a pat for that. Someone was in there. Up here you have your tongue jack and your 2 propane bottles and your 12-volt battery. Okay, so everything is right up here. The bottles, you have a tank selector on the front here. Let's take this one. This right here on your regulator is a tank selector. Okay. So you use one tank as your primary tank. That way if you run out of gas, you always have a backup tank. You'll go and take that one and get it remotely filled. Okay. This gauge here. Yeah, we're good. We're full.
These are full?
Yep.
Oh.
So you guys are good to go. Run all the appliances and things like that. But yeah, not really much to them. You can get bigger bottles if you want. They just sell a longer rod here, and you can put 2 30-pounders on or something like that. And then the jack, you have a little LED light for at night, and then obviously up and down in regards to the front of the trailer.
And this is
just an LED light.
Oh, that's it.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. And when Tiny gets done with your tow bar system, we can come back out here and I'll show you how to set all that up at the end. Okay?
That would be the deal.
All right. Any questions on the outside, guys? Anything at all?
We can put in we have another battery.
Sure. Okay. So the battery box is actually screwed down.
Oh, right in that position?
Right in that position, but you can move it if you like. Just get another battery box, slide it over.
We have another battery and battery box.
Okay. Yeah, it's nothing.
It'll fit.
The box is just self-tapped into the frame right there.
Take the battery out and
just
drilled in.
Yep, exactly. Just unscrew those, move it over, and then if you know, it's up to you, but I would screw it down just so the battery's not bouncing around all the time in the box.
Okay.
Okay?
What's the life of the battery?
It depends on what battery you buy, but normally it's anything from 2 to 5 years.